This is Scott the Fix-It Guy. Our goal with our videos is to empower you to be able to do the repairs on your own and save a whole lot of money and also get that great feeling of having fixed it by yourself. Today we have a Miele dishwasher that is not filling up with water. We're going to go over a really easy way to replace the Miele fill valve. Here's one that comes from the factory. They usually are over $200 for this whole elaborate setup, but instead you can actually get a very inexpensive fill valve like we see here from Amazon with a little brass elbow for under $21, and it works probably better than the original. Before you replace it though, you want to pull out this washer and then grab a pair of pliers and grab the filter and pull it out and just see if the filter's clogged. And it looks great, no debris in there, so we know that the fill valve is the trouble. When I ran the dishwasher, I was actually holding on to it and I could feel it vibrate, so I know that it's getting power. And it was trying to let the water in, but the valve just won't open. So I took the cover off and now I'm pulling back on the jacket, and I'm going to use a pair of vice grips to hold that jacket back so I can expose these wires. I'm using my pliers now to take the hose clamp and pinch it and then move it back about 6 inches back away from the fill valve. I'm going to reuse that hose clamp here in a second. I'm going to use my diagonal pliers to make a cut on these wires. I have the dishwasher unplugged first. I'm going to pull these wires out. These are bringing 110 volts to the fill valve. I think outside of the United States, I think it's 220 volts. So I'm going to get this wire out. I'm going to split it down the middle, and then I'm going to expose about 1/4 inch of the conductor of the wire. I'm going to strip back the insulator by about 1/4 inch so I can put on some spade connectors. You can get the spade connectors at a hardware store. You can buy them from Amazon, and you just crimp them onto the wire, and they then allow that power connector to go onto your new fill valve. I'm using my diagonal pliers to cut back about 4 inches into the line that was connected to the original fill valve. You could use a razor blade too, would work. Just be careful. A little water is going to come out. So I make that cut. And now I'm going to take the little brass elbow that comes with the fill valve, and I'm going to wrap some Teflon tape around the larger of the two apertures. There's like on the elbow, there's a skinny opening and a bigger opening. This is the part number. And I'm going to wrap the Teflon tape around there, the thread tape, about 3 or 4 revolutions around. And then I'll go ahead and just take that brass elbow and thread it right into the fill valve. All right, I'll spin that in, and then I'm going to use a wrench to get it a little bit tighter. I'm going to keep turning it until the elbow is pointing in the same direction as the yellow part on the fill valve. Get it nice and snug. All right, I'm going to go ahead and strip back the wire by about 1/4 inch. I'll twist it to get the braided parts nice and tight. Just cutting away some of the insulation. So I'll go ahead and put on the spade connector. This is an insulated type spade connector, so it's got a plastic covering on it. I use my crimping tool to crimp in
to get that tight onto the wire. And you'll probably want to crimp it a couple of times to really get a nice tight connection. Be careful that you don't crimp too tight, because you can actually cut the spade connector in half. So just where it's nice and snug. Then we strip back the other one. This works so well for the Miele dishwasher, and it's so little of an expense as compared to the factory one, and it actually lasts longer. So get that nice and crimped. All right, now we can go ahead and put on the new fill valve. We're all set. We did all the preparation work. So we're going to push that into the hose. It fits nice and snug. Try to push it all the way in as far as it'll go. And then we're going to use the pliers to squeeze the hose clamp and move it over the hose, so it's going to hold it on nice and tight onto the new fill valve. There we go. And now we can put the spade connectors onto the terminals on the solenoid. So we just want to put them on there and get them nice and tight, wiggle and push them all the way on. And then we can mount this fill valve against the plywood here on the left-hand side of the cabinet, and there's a couple of holes in the mounting where you can put the screws through to hold it. I just use some wood screws right here and right here. And then this is a adapter that is going on the valve coming out from underneath the sink, and this steps it down from like a hose bib down to the 3/8. And I'm going to use a just a regular braided dishwasher fill line. Get that on nice and tight with the pliers, and then I'll put it on the other side, get it nice and tight, and then we can take it for a test. So you want to get that snug where it's pretty hard for it to turn. You know, you have a good watertight connection. It's a compression fitting, so you don't have to put any thread tape onto that. We'll get the other end and put it right here onto the new fill valve. The way you know you're getting the right amount of water on the Miele dishwasher when it fills is the water after about 5 minutes should just touch right underneath the white plastic filter handle. That means you have the right amount of water. If it's a lot less, you may have something obstructing the water coming in, and if it's a lot more, it would mean your fill valve is stuck in the somewhat open position. And that can cause a flooding problem. All right, we'll go ahead and plug it back in and give it a test. Turn the valve back on. We're just going to turn on the power and start it, and this did really well. It passed the test. The water poured in there quickly, and we were able to save about $200. So I hope that'll help you too. Thanks so much for watching our video. We really appreciate your support. And when you get a chance, please press the subscribe button below so you can be subscribed, and also the notification bell so we can send you more videos about appliance repair. Please also give us a thumbs up if you enjoyed the video. If you really liked the video and it really helped you, please press this new applaud button and you can show your support and also get a nice clapping hands for your video. Thanks again.